worry, I promise you it'll be fine. And everything, once everything was up, it was fine. It was very subtle. But then he went and put that damn disco ball on the stage. So that's what draws people when they come in. Is a big disco ball to the dance stage, but also the band is in the back. I think it's set up a lot as the original trophies as far as the bar. We did extend it out a little further than it originally was. And then I did also downstairs had the booth area raised up a little bit, just so you don't. I don't like being the same level.
Mm-hmm. I think people like being higher.
Yeah, they do, absolutely. And then the stage is a little higher than the booth.
What kind of music is would you say primarily? What genre?
Soul.
Soul. Mm-hmm. I want to come here and watch a concert. I wish there's not one tonight. Is there?
Funk.
Who was the architect?
Clayton and Little.
They Austin based?
Uh-huh. They drew everything out.
Yeah.
We would have meetings all the time, and I would say, yes, no, and we would place the lighting, but yeah, they drew everything. It's like the reflecting of the light on the rain curtain. People are definitely drawn to that.
They walk by.
But yes, as far as the layout, well, the upstairs, the architect had originally drawn a really square bar, and because of the space, it's such a small space, I thought it would be a better idea to round it and make it a horseshoe shape. Yeah. Just to make it more functional. I wanted it to feel like when you walked in, like it had been here for a while. And nothing really makes sense or matches. I mean, it does in a sense, but not really. I mean, the line.
Sometimes it's busy, sometimes like this, it's chill. That's the great thing about being on this side. Everybody that comes to the bar, I get to talk to them, and I get to help set the tone. She did her half. Okay, I'll match her, and I'll make sure everybody has a good time. You got booze, you sit at the cocktail table, restrooms are back to the left, patio outside, who's playing tonight. If you have a big band here, there'll be a line out the door, and it'll just fill up. Three of us, super busy. It's just super busy. I've worked here for 2 years.
What is it like when it's busy?
Packed. We have a huge back patio. Upstairs is open. Food's open. It's awesome.
How does this place compare to the other places?
This place is great. Best new nightclub in Austin, Texas this year, and it's awesome. It's got R&B and blues and funk, and we spin records, and we've got live music. Best music in town.
Was working on the project, and then she called me asking if we could do one wall.
And then one wall became...
And then she said it's steampunk, and I started salivating and got excited, and I was like, well, there's so many ideas.
She saved my life. Rachel was with Riley's Upholstery at the time, and those acoustic panels that are on the wall, all of those tufted red panels, were a huge design element, but at the same time they were a huge part of the function, and it was really hard to get to a look that we felt like we could achieve that would look nice and provide that, because most of those acoustic panels are pretty ugly.
Did they tell you that's what they want?
Their vision was that a hotel or bar in Los Angeles called the Edison, and so they were in love with the Edison, and so we had to figure out how to do the Edison on a dime.
They were, and because when people are that enthusiastic about it, it made that very stressful atmosphere a lot more enjoyable.
We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun working on that.
The light panels were tricky of a situation. But yes, that was a major design element that had to roll into all the different wall treatments that we were doing, and everything. So upstairs and down. At least brings interest to the walls. Because so many times you go to bars where you don't want to be in the dark against walls. So at least that's a well-lit area that, yeah, maybe they do fill the space more instead of all clumped where the lights are somewhere, you know. And sometimes when they're like low glowing, they're just, you know, a really nice ambient light. But when they're pulsing, I'm sure that makes people, you know, bounce around, you know, or whatever.
I think it also really emphasizes the fact that it's a nightclub and not a bar. You know, because on 6th Street, there really aren't any other nightclubs like the Vulcan. And so that really stepped it up a notch. You know.
I think for the other point of the design element was it had to be, you know, I mean, commercial, high use, but like really high commercial use. And so, you know, creating the finishes that, you know, would withstand. Didn't you do a lot of marine varnish on everything?
I covered everything in marine varnish.
So all this, you know, when you're designing a space, it's like all those things can look cool, but they have to work, you know, and they have to have some longevity.
Do you guys think the horseshoe-shaped bar in the front helps with the circulation? Do you like?
I've never loved that element of the bar, but I don't know how you could have done it otherwise in that space. Like they needed that.
It's just a huge vacant space.
And it was long, so, and they knew they needed the concert venue. Now when we went back and we did all the drapery panels, so now you can close it when there's not, you know, when there's not music playing and it's on a Tuesday, you know, you can close the drapes off and it doesn't look like this huge cavernous, you know, thing that goes on forever and makes it a little more intimate.
Was there anything that you guys wanted to do that you didn't get to do, or if you could change anything?
Oh yeah.
Always, in every project you'll ever do.
I wanted to do more three-dimensional elements. In fact, when we started planning the project, I went to Home Depot and spent a bunch of my own money just buying random plumbing pipes and pieces because I wanted to assemble this like bubbling, gurgling steampunk structure that would go in the bar, and I had so many ideas.
April was a year, so I started April 2014.
Okay.
So for a year and a half.
Have you worked at any other music venues in Austin or anywhere?
I worked briefly at Uncle Billy's on Lake Travis at the Oasis for maybe 4 or 5 months. Well, what's awesome about it is the variety of color schemes and themes that we can have for parties and events and whatnot. We've had a wedding reception where we have like a glow gold about the place, or you know, we have crazy nights with crazy DJs where it's really, really dark and people don't want to be seen. Because if it's just kind of a regular normal night where we're not charging a cover and there's not a big act performing, then people usually come in and look around, and most of them want to hang out upstairs because it feels more VIP-esque, and they also really like the rooftop spot. Unless there is an act, then you want to be as close to the stage as possible. And for the younger people that come in, you know, the 21 and under, they come in the door and they go right to the stage, directly to the front, and they don't move all night. And usually when we have the upstairs and downstairs open at the same time, more people spend more time upstairs. They stay longer whenever they hang out upstairs as opposed to downstairs, so they get kind of bored, unless there's, like I said, a big act. You know, I like the horseshoe bar in the front because it's such a beautiful bar, first of all, with the mirrors and the lighting. It's a really nice looking bar. It's designed well. So for it to be the centerpiece of the room, the first thing you see is awesome.
Nothing compares, man. Our venue is real unique. It's the best sound, it's the best lighting. I think the best bartenders.
Vulcan does have it because Vulcan is very diverse. We have extreme electronic to smooth jazz like tonight and everything in between. So Vulcan honestly does have it, and it has the perfect mixture of actual venue and bar, which no other venue has that here.
Baddest keyboard player in the land that's playing guitar today.